record. The nature of his involvement remains to be seen.
That should buy me a little time to get out of Taipei. Better get moving.
And so this is the result of your efforts in Taipei. Chaos in the streets, an assassination attempt against the president of Taiwan. Well done.
You can stop a riot. Last I checked, you can't bring someone back from a sniper shot to the heart.
And you think Sung's survival makes a difference? I admit, the lack of an identified assassin might slow things down, but the people already believe the assassin was a Chinese agent. Omen Deng's escape won't stop the push for independence from growing stronger. You managed to escape Taipei undetected, largely because of an anonymous tip identifying a man called Wen Shu as the attempted assassin. Stephen Heck's work, I trust?
Professional favor. Now I owe him one. It's pretty much how the spy business works.
You have a knack for engendering trust. A useful skill for an intelligence agent.
Must be my winning personality. That's all you cared about then? Destabilizing Taipei?
You should pay more attention to global politics, Agent Thornton. If Taipei pushes for independence, the People's Republic will prepare for war. If China prepares for war, so does the US.
And millions of people die so you can secure a weapons contract or two.
War is good for business, Mike. Cold War is even better.
Mike. Is it odd, seeing me in person?
No, I'm glad you're here. Although I'm guessing this means trouble.
You could say that. I came here because we're out of time. Taipei, Rome, Moscow. As far as the agency is concerned, they've been resolved to Halbech's satisfaction. Perhaps not ideally, but Halbech's projections are optimistic.
So they don't even know they're starting a war.
Not yet. First they'll delete Alpha Protocol and erase everything associated with it. And that means you.
Hey, they haven't done a great job so far, so don't worry about me.
I am worried about you. I can't shut it off. For them, it's a lot more simple. If Alpha Protocol is erased, then you're erased. Whatever life you had will be gone. You'll be rogue forever. Until someone finds you and kills you. And I can't let that happen to you.
I can't let that happen to you either, Mina. You've been there for me since the beginning. And it sounds like Alpha Protocol isn't choosing who survives. That means you're in danger too. Am I right?
Yes.
Mina, we're going to get through this.
Mike.
I mean it.
Mike, I can't. You don't know what's going to happen.
Neither do you.
Mike, about Madison and Rome,
That's behind me.
I didn't mean to put you in danger. I didn't mean for any of this to happen.
Well, that's pretty insulting. What, do I have halitosis?
I didn't mean that part.
Good, because that hurt my feelings.
Suppose you already have a plan.
Save the day. Somehow. But first I have to get back to the facility. Then take out the folks that trained me, along with any Marines, agents, or any other Halbech thugs they've got with them. Get evidence on an international conspiracy, and prevent World War III. So I guess I better get started.
We better get started.
No, you need to get to safety. I don't want you getting hurt. And I'd be surprised if Westridge and Parker haven't already figured out someone's been feeding me information. If so, your life is in danger.
I want to help. I can return to Alpha Protocol. I can still help you from the inside. I can't just throw you to the wolves.
I don't want you going back there. Chances are they know about you. And if so...
All right. There's another safe house I can hide out in until this blows over. But this could be the last time we see each other.
Don't count on it. I'm not letting you off the hook that easy.
What are you going to do?
Call in a few favors. If Alpha Protocol thinks it's the only one with an army, they're in for a shock.
World War III is... Published by the Scarpacci Group, a Rome-based Halbech Industries is facing intense scrutiny from shareholders. Just the latest bump in a troubled road. In fashion news, designer Robin Goulet's latest show in New York was greeted with surprisingly mixed reviews.
Scarlet?
Come in, Mike.
Your door was open. You don't seem surprised. How did you know it was me?
I would have known if it wasn't you. Footsteps are like signatures.
That's an interesting skill to have picked up.
In case you haven't guessed already, I don't have much of a social life. What is it you needed, Mike? Got another story to pass along?
Yes, but it's complicated.
That so? What a surprise. Very little about you seems simple. I was pretty certain you might be Interpol or military. But my gut tells me intelligence. But none of my contacts have heard of you.
Contacts? So you've been checking up on me?
I didn't want to, but you really don't leave me much choice if I want to know the truth.
If I was intelligence, is that something you think I'd tell a journalist?
You tell me. And I'd like you to be honest with me, if you can. I think I deserve that much.
There's not much to say. I used to work for the United States government. I still do, in my own way.
What do you mean?
I'm not exactly welcome back home. When you met me in Saudi Arabia, that was my last official mission with the US. After that, I've been on my own. Except for people I've met on the way. Like you.
It doesn't sound like you've had a chance to relax in Saudi Arabia.
That's an understatement.
My military and intelligence contacts didn't have much on you.
Not surprising.
So, I checked the corporate gossip. Halbech's taken quite an interest in you.
Let's just say Leyland and I don't see eye to eye on business practices. You ever met him?
At press conferences. Quite the snake. But that doesn't explain why Halbech would be after you.
I accidentally discovered something in Saudi Arabia I shouldn't have. Something that could ruin Halbech.
What did you find out?
I found they'd been selling weapons to Al Samad, and I got proof.
Is that why you're here?
I don't trust anyone else with it. And if something happens to me, then the world needs to know.
It's that bad, huh?
Pretty bad.
I'll make sure it gets where it needs to go. Are you going to be all right?
I have no idea.
Do you need to leave right now?
No, I can stay. For a little while if you need me to.
Considering I might not see you again, I'd like that.
The world can wait, then. What the hell? Guess the old man gave me a false number.
Communications decrypted. Signal established.
Albatross. Your signal's weak. I can barely see you.
Agent Thornton, Mike, my apologies for the poor connection. It's the price one pays for privacy. I can only spare a few minutes, so tell me what you need, quickly.
I'm infiltrating the Alpha Protocol facility, and I need your help.
I see. This is sooner than I expected. If you think I know the location of the facility, I can't help you.
I can get there. What I need is whatever intel or manpower you can provide, once I'm inside.
If you can get in and transmit the location. But once you transmit the coordinates, you'll need to buy yourself some time before I can intervene. May I ask why you're infiltrating the agency? It seems counterproductive, not to mention the low chance of success.
I have to do this, and I have to find out the truth of what's going on there. I can pay you for your help, Albatross.
You don't need to pay me, Mike. An alliance with you and your continued survival has proven to be in my best interests. When I was at Braco's mercy, you chose to intervene. I've not forgotten. And you spared Sis when you had no reason to do so. Now it is my turn to help you.
You're not getting compassionate in your old age, are you?
Consider it a payment for services rendered. One doesn't kill the golden goose.
Or an albatross. Seems doing both would be unwise.
I would agree. Once you reach your destination, we shall prove it. Until then, I shall ensure the south wind is at your back.
Enjoy your flight. I'll see you soon.
Did you take care of what you had to do?
Everything's in place. How about you?
It shouldn't be much longer.
Are you safe?
Probably safer than you. Mike, if this doesn't work...
Goodbye, Mina. Mind if I sit here?
Go ahead. It'll save me from having to call in the squad. All done running?
Never was.
Yeah, well, whatever you call it, I'm here to bring you in. Glad you're not making a fuss about this.
I called you, remember?
So, here we are, Agent Thornton.
Guess you can go home again.
If by home you mean prison. Mr. Westridge first spoke to you in this room, didn't he?
Interrogated, actually. It was a really dull conversation.
When he asked you why you volunteered for Alpha Protocol, do you remember what you told him?
It was my duty. I wanted to serve my country.
I want to serve my country. And you think by being assigned here is the best way to do that?
Give me a mission and I'll prove it.
Does it feel good being a patriot now, Mike? Looking back, everything you did for your country, was it worth it? Because they're not going to do a damn thing for you. They left you out to dry. That's the nature of this place. You'll have to excuse me, but I asked for this next part to be recorded for posterity. I wanted to make sure it's captured perfectly. All right, Thornton. I suppose you're bored of these questions anyway, and frankly, so am I. So if there's nothing else...
In Saudi Arabia, someone gave away my coordinates, tried to kill me. They did it for you. Who helped you?
I'm sorry?
Who was the mole?
Mike, who wasn't the mole? If anyone betrayed you, I think the betrayal wasn't what you think it was. It allowed you to survive, when in fact, you should have died there with Shahid. And that, Agent Thornton, is the truth. So when you think back on that explosion in Rome, Sung's presidency in danger, the riots in Taipei, cutting off my weapons trafficking in Moscow, and that airliner and its passengers burning to death as they hit the ground, and then you killing the only man who could have testified to my involvement, Ali Shahid. The truth died with him. I've set the world on a new course. Helbeck's numbers are going to skyrocket. Our technology will be part of every military contract and army in the world.
Of course. You've got it all figured out. After all, Leyland, you know everything, right?
If this is another one of your bluffs, Thornton, then lay your cards on the table. I can't say I care for that tone of yours.
I take responsibility for what happened at the museum. But the way you tried to set Omen and I up in Taipei, I don't think you realized we'd actually talk before we killed each other. But the data I pulled off Shahid's body, that implicates you in this whole thing more than you know.
You have no such data. The missile destroyed Shahid and the convoy. Nothing was left.
Oh, the missile that killed me, too? Leyland, come on. It's taken you this long to realize you made a mistake? You don't know what you've done. All these plans of yours aren't going to cause a Cold War, they're going to cause a real one. And I know that's something you don't want.
Spare me your lectures, Thornton. You're a civil servant, while I run a multinational company. Your evaluations of world events... Please. This conversation has outlived its usefulness, I think. Although, one last thing I'm curious about. Since you have every angle covered, what happened to that footage, Mike? The one of the airliner you had in your possession.
It's safe.
Oh, you mean with Scarlet?
What?
You mean safe with Scarlet. That's who you gave it to.
I didn't say that.
No, she did when we asked. She's here, you know. She was resistant at first, but, well...
Bullshit, you don't have her here. She'd run circles around you.
Perhaps both of us. I'll have her tortured if I have to, make no mistake about it. Who knows what sorts of secrets she could reveal. But enough about her. You've lost. All your efforts for nothing. You can't stop us.
If you say so. Who am I to contradict you?
You're a confident man, Agent Thornton, but there's no place for you to run now. Soon, all trace of this facility will be erased, and you along with it. After all, it never really existed in the first place.
Leyland?
What is it?
I'm going to kill you.
Amusing.
Not really.
Well then, you'd best get to it, Mr. Thornton. You have an hour. I look forward to your efforts.